to the okay, here we go.
Well, yeah, this is like I'm going to add it in later.
Oh,
So,
okay,
So
cool.
I'm gonna do the intro. I'm gonna be, hey everyone, and welcome to Command Your Confidence. Today I'm here with the Grand Cam. How's it going, Grand Cam?
Bro, I'm doing well, Robert. How you doing?
Doing awesome. It's the weekend here, and I've just been, doing a lot of adulting. I got these cool canvas arts for my YouTube backdrop and everything. Very motivational to keep me pumped. And yeah, man, and now I'm excited to get on the show with you and talk about self-development because I believe that and you can fill in your gap in after I say this, but I believe self-development is important if we want to have success in our lives, whether it be with dating, health, finances, career path, and mindset. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I'm going to first off say that I really like your background.
Oh,
Very
thank
good.
you.
So I got my background right over here, which is American Dream. It's like a black card with the Monopoly guy on there. Take risks, make moves. It has my name right over there. So if you look right over
there. Oh, yeah, I see that right
there. Cam, yeah. And
I love that.
And I'm also 30 years old, so my birthday is actually coming up next month. And I was born in 1990, so it just says right over there, member since 1990. It's all about that black card mindset, American Dream mindset, achieve and believe, right?
Yeah, you said your birthday is, so your July birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, nice. What day are you?
July 6th.
Okay, I'm 14.
Oh, okay. That was the same day as my ex-girlfriend's. Seriously. Is
that for real?
Yeah. For some reason. It's weird. I've had maybe 4 or 5 girlfriends who've all been July birthdays.
Oh, really? Oh my God, dude. I'm telling you, maybe we should all start believing in the horoscope shit then. It looks like if it's all getting July girls, then I should start maybe believing this horoscope stuff. I'll manifest. I just want to manifest Scorpio women.
Yeah, there you go. Well, hey, if you believe it, you will conceive it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mindset's very important because how you think about yourself and how your successes in life is going to determine where you're going to end up.
Absolutely. I mean, I'll say this. So a little bit about myself on my journey. I would say, here's the thing. For everyone who's watching this right now, I have developed a lot from the age of 21 to the age of 30 now. I would say when I was in high school, I think when I was 16 years old, I remember I went up to my dad. I'll never forget this day. I was going on walks with my dad sometimes, or we would go play tennis together, father and son bonding moments, right? I remember one time I was walking with my dad in our neighborhood and I said, Dad, I want to be rich. And I think I was 15 or 16 years old.
Okay.
And my dad said, okay, well, what kind of job do you want in the future? I told him, well, what I want to do is I like to be a historian and I like history. So I want to be rich off being a historian or being a teacher. My dad's like, well, teachers don't make, well, how much money are you thinking? I'm like, like $1 million. My dad's like, no, that's not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not how these jobs get paid. So we had a breakdown about this. But in general, when I had this conversation, that's where it all kind of started, where I was like, I want to be successful. And I realized that once I worked on a certain issue that I was having, I think what happened from 16 to 19, 20, I was hanging out with these group of guys. And while we had our good moments, I learned a lot, like being more socially calibrated, going to high school parties, and not being so, socially awkward growing up, just watching Dragon Ball Z and playing video games. Nothing against Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, I love Dragon Ball Z. I love Vegeta. I love all the characters. Yeah, I'm all for that. But it's gotta be in moderation. So you're still socially calibrated to get women if you wanted to, right? And you want to eventually procreate if you wanted to as well. And you just want to have the skill of being able to talk to men and women very effectively. So anyway, along the way, I started noticing once I dropped these guys out of my life as being close friends, I thought to myself, oh wow, I have so much mental liberation. I feel free. And I feel like I achieved something out of this situation by dropping them off. So I realized, okay, well, let me go on this path of self-development and work on other things, areas of my life that I need, because they exposed my character flaws very, very well. I was weak in this area. I was mumbling in this area, whatever it was, Robert.
Yeah.
The result of that caused me to really work on myself. So when I got to college, at university, at the age of, I think I was when I got to this 4-year, it was a transfer. So I was probably 20 years old at the time. And I went to just full 180, joined a business fraternity, learned how to write a resume, cover letter, dress professional, interview skills, which now help me in today's currently with my restaurant business.
Okay.
And also I took public speaking classes after college. So every day was like a checklist. Like I would think to myself, okay, once this goal has been achieved, what else area void in my life am I lacking, right? What's the void in my life?
Yeah.
So it was public speaking afterwards. Then I would do public speaking seminars and help people and teach people about public speaking. And then it would lead to other things eventually, which led me to the men's self-help space. That's where I found you.
Mhm.
And I did some serious coaching from 2020 of May up until about the end of 2020, or like beginning of pretty much like the early 2021, beginning late 2020 is when it all kind of I stopped applying for all these like courses.
Mhm.
But within that 1 year I was there, Robert, holy crap, man, I had a remarkable improvement in mentality. Mindset is really what I coach guys in. I would say that's the most important thing for me, because if you can have the mindset where you really believe in yourself, and I know that's what your channel promotes, and it's about mindset, confidence, all this stuff. Yeah. So as a result, I mean, dude, I'm in a whole different place, and now I'm helping guys with this. And I have my own channel. I have the Grand Mail, the brand, the Grand Mail.
Mm-hmm.
I have really big things that I want to do with this brand, and I'm going to give a hint to the audience. I love public speaking. I love my brand, and I love self-help. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, because if I create a platform for this would be great.
Exactly. Well, you know, we were talking earlier about like believing in yourself. Like, I believe that, like, for anyone, especially what we're both doing right now, is as long as we continue to have the mentality and build our mindset and kind of push forward with like what we're doing. And even when we have setbacks, as long as we have the mindset and determination, we're going to kick butt. Because without that, you know, mindset is important for like anything. Like if you want to get ahead, and like, and it's I don't know, answering this question, but what do you think? Do you think it's the biggest challenge for most people is to change the mindset? Because like, you know, if they're stuck with a particular way of perceiving the world or perceiving themselves, it, you know, when they're working on themselves, those old thoughts are going to pop up. I mean, I still get that sometimes too. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. I do too. So you have to be tougher than your past. There's a lot of moments where I think to myself, oh, damn, I could have done this. I could have swung this way. I could have drove that way. I could have done all this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's natural for human beings to start thinking about that, but also it's not natural to be wallowing in it for such a long time.
Exactly. Agreed.
Right? So that's the key. That's what everyone who's watching this has to be understanding, that it's human to have temporary setbacks, keyword temporary. So I might think of something traumatic that happened to me when I was younger, but if I don't address it, work on it, then I will not be able to have closure, essentially. So you can't be in the right place to make a lot of money, to date women, because if your mindset is not solid, you are in trouble. There's a lot of guys out here in the space that complain about women too. I don't even think they're even applicable to date women. If you hate women, if you complain about women, you shouldn't be dating women.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, agreed. I believe. See, instead of focusing on the internal self, they're focusing outwards, like, you know, on the lady and everything. And no, that's true, because a lot, like when I was, you know, some of the coaches that I work with, I've learned a lot of great stuff, but I realized after a while, I became more aware of the, you know, some of the things they were talking about, and it just seemed most of it was just more negative stuff about women rather than trying to solve the problem for the actual person. And and that affected my mindset. So I just kind of had to go on a different path. And, you know, right now I'm kind of looking inward in myself and seeing, okay, yeah, I'm at a, you know, I am at a different place than I was like a couple of years ago. Like I've been like you, I've worked with a lot of mentors, and I think a mentor is important to have in your life, because they can assess what you're doing, as far as like what actions you're taking. They can give you some tips, and then you go out there and take the action. Then you can report back, and you kind of get some feedback. And it's important because, like, I think mentors also help you discover your true self. And you bring that out of you. Like they give you like, you know, like when I was just learning to go talk to women, I worked with this mentor in Canada, and he would just go, he said, like, just go up and say, hey, talk about the job and ask her about her job and stuff like that. But, so I did that for like 2 years, but then I realized, through that, just those exercises, I kind of learned how to be more, develop my own authentic self rather than using a line that, or like some tactics that someone gave to me. And the same can go when you're, business wise too. I mean, it's like, you read stuff online and, get some ideas from there, but eventually you find your own way of doing things. And that's how you have to do it.
Yeah, I was thinking about the journey when you were mentioning all this stuff. So I'm from, again, like I mentioned, I'm from the same men's self-help space community that you're part of as well. And I feel like it's good for guys who are confused about women, guys who need more clarity about women, and men who just need actual help, like they really suck with game with women. And when you suck with game with women, I think you suck at game in like almost any area of your life, because the way I see it is this: when I built my communication skills, it helped me not just for social settings and work, but also helped me with women too. And then when I got better with women, I got better with communication even more at my job. So it's all kind of synonymous. I feel like they're all like kind of parallel with one another. They work together. They work cohesively. Yeah. And again, like the whole journey, I feel like once you are part of this coaching, you should leave the nest and move on as well. I don't think that, like, my coaching style is like, I like men to be a student of mine, but then I don't want to see them again. And I don't mean I don't want your money, I don't want to take your business. It means that I like to see you succeed and advance and don't need my help anymore. Because if you're going to be constantly like paying every month or every year for the same thing, okay, how did it go with this girl? Are you really going to have your own family one day and have kids if you wanted that? Or what about if you want to be like a true player would and have lots of women with honesty and transparency and direct communication with them as well, so they know what's going on? You can't even have anything like that. The mind's got to be, it's all about the mindset, man. If you don't have enough belief in yourself, and to get that strong beliefs in yourself is that you have little incremental steps of success. So having a very productive day helps, right? What's your take on this, Robert? About, like, let's say, building a strong mindset?
Well, I think there's a lot of ingredients. Some that like pop to mind is one, the belief system, and having a dream, an idea of where you want to be.
Right.
And once you have that idea, you have to do two things. You have to act upon it, because if you don't act upon it, it's just a fantasy. And it's like, you can't just like think like, oh yeah, I want to be more positive and confident, or I want to start this business, and just like constantly daydream and be like, oh, well, I'll get working on that goal tomorrow, or I'll just do this next time. Or you say you're out there and you see a girl or just want to get social in a social setting. You can't just like, oh, I'm too tired or I'm afraid, and believe it or not, like, I had got stuck in habits like that where I'd conjure up all these things. And I had to say to myself one day, like, if I don't act upon it, like, I'm not going to get anywhere. And
exactly.
Even if you have when you have the success, it's good. But when you don't have the success, I've learned, I'll be honest. At first I got super frustrated. Like, even to this day, when I go talk to people, kind of do some cold emails for my web design business, or reach out to people for my channel, or even just talk to girls, and I don't get like, I kind of don't hear back or get, rejected. You gotta just soak it all up and keep moving forward. But sometimes, like, you're going to like get frustrated, and you're just gonna have to like figure out, okay, well, how can I do things differently? While you're just kind of taking a break from that action and go act upon that again, because if it's this for action, that's how you grow, and that's how you get to the next step and learn and become a stronger individual. Yeah. And on top of the action, you got to have the belief in yourself. Like, and one of the things I'm actually kind of working more on right now, I'm actually going to be starting like a live reality series soon on my channel,
Nice.
Because I do believe in myself, but like in some areas of my life, my belief system is not 100% there in myself. Like, I kind of look out to the external world for validation on certain things when things don't go my way. And, there's certain thoughts that I still have, because I had it for 35 years of my life. I mean, my dad always got, it's funny you mentioned your dad about, how your journey and stuff. My dad he's a very optimistic person and stuff. And he always, he got me into the self-development books. So I always listened to those. And before he passed away, his words were, Rob, if you want to get anywhere in life, it's confidence, confidence, confidence. And
so that's what command your confidence comes from.
exactly.
Oh, okay, cool.
Exactly. But for 35 years, well, I've lived with my mom. I'm going on 39 in 2 weeks here. And I kind of had like a crappy job. I wouldn't say a crappy job back in Michigan. I mean, I still did I'm a web designer and SEO expert. I did that part-time back in Michigan, also while doing maintenance at a library. But I was really unhappy there because like I was trying to get full-time work out of Michigan so I could move out of my parents' place. But the job market there was horrible. And, it's weird because like after my dad passed away, we went on this, before he passed away, we went on this road trip out west and everything. We went to the Grand Canyon and stuff. And, it's just, he actually mentioned to me that he was going to move out to Arizona too, which is where I am right now in the Phoenix area. And it's just so weird. I met a girl online and, I'm no longer with the girl, but we, she ended up coming out here and, I figured, well, hey, now is my chance. If I want to make a move, at least I can go get out of Michigan. Even if it's not going to work out, at least I can say I did it. I was shitting bricks because like, this girl was kind of wishy-washy and everything. But I can't anyway. So I said to myself, well, you know what I'll do? I'll come out here if I can get a job. So I came out here for 2 weeks. I landed a job before I left, which was awesome. And, it was a good job, but, I ended up staying with the company for 6 months. And then I found a better place, which is, it's weird. And the cool thing about this place, they have like motivational quotes like all over the walls too. So the CEO is a big fan of that. But anyways, so I came out here, and then when I broke up with my ex, we lived in the apartment for a year, and it was actually the first time, like 36, when I was first time out on my own by myself.
Wow.
And it was that in that year, I was just kind of I was very motivated, but I was kind of wishy-washy and shit. Like I was like, I'm going to do this and do that. And I wouldn't be 100% on my actions. I was afraid to be social with other people. Like I signed up for meetup events, and I like always gave myself the excuse, like, I'm too tired, and I mentioned something about that earlier.
Yeah.
And it was at one point, like I went to a seminar. I think it was like a real social dynamics seminar in Las Vegas. And, it was weird because like when I left that, like I wanted to get a motivational confidence coach. So I Googled confidence coach. And then like I found this guy in Canada, and he really helped me. He gave me a lot of challenges that pushed me out of my comfort zone when it came to being social, not just with women, but at networking events and other areas, and helped me out with some business stuff. And it was just like that whole experience, and just blew my mind away. Then I found another community where I can, where I met a bunch of great coaches and everything. And, they really, but the stuff I learned from them and everything was of value. And it just really, they introduced me to a bunch of like, people, like well-known people, which was like awesome. And, it was nice to network with that. And I was like, just working with those people, like shout out to Afi Kingdom, he kind of motivated me to like get going with this channel and everything. And because I actually was going to do this channel back in 2018, talk about procrastination, right?
Oh wow, so you know Afi since 2018.
Yeah, I didn't know him. I said I was going to do the Command Your Confidence channel. I bought the domain.
Oh, okay, got it.
And I met, I was talking to a few other guys who were, doing mentoring. And like I said, well, once I get my channel, I'm going to have you on my show and everything. And But then I just completely forgot about it. I was just focused on other things, and then it was back in 2020, last year, late 2020. Like I was just working. I work with Offie every week, and we were talking about, I told him, you know what, man, you're inspiring me to like do YouTube and stuff. And so I picked up this and did the channel because I want to get since I've been on this journey and I'm on this journey now, I want to get my word out there to all the people, not just guys, but women too, because like, I think like a lot of us are afraid to take action in our life, or we have this idea of a life that we want to live, but we can't. Sometimes our mindset is holding us back, or we don't believe in ourselves, and it's holding us back. And we're capable, of doing a lot in life. And sometimes it's just some people need that motivation to get them going.
You know what it is? Robert, like a lot of people, they just miss out on good opportunities. I mean, talking to women, talking to guys at a party that they seem like, hey, you know what? I want to talk to this guy. He seems cool. Let me just like say what's up to him. But a lot of guys just throw away opportunities altogether. I mean, I think the way I think a mindset. Okay, here's what the average guy's thinking. Oh, what if this girl doesn't like me? Average guy also is thinking this too. What if I approach those guys and they all laugh at me when I go up to approach them? So every day men are thinking like this, and they're not living their life to the fullest. My mindset, people who work with me, it's like this. Rather than them asking for validation, which is what I used to do also, is rather than asking for validation from the men and women you want to talk to, how about finding out if these people that you're talking to, they feel your energy. They like the way you talk. They like the way you present yourself. They like the way you carry yourself. And they like the way you dress, like your style, everything about you, right? So if they see you on the first contact, right? Upon first contact, and they see that like there's the way you're speaking, it vibes with them, right? Because you don't vibe with everybody, right?
Exactly. That's true.
So if you can find the right group of friends that you vibe with, or just strangers that you find and they end up being really cool with you, because I work in a restaurant, but this is what I've learned is that I talk to nearly everybody that comes in, takes an order with me, and I also like when I go to their tables, I can tell some people want to talk, some people don't want to talk. The ones that don't want to talk, they just want to be left alone, or maybe they don't vibe with me as well. So I just like keep it professional. Say, is there anything else I can get you? Okay, then I go back. And then there are people who love to talk to me. So when I go to, let's say, a party, or if I'm at the car wash and I see like a beautiful woman, I'm gonna go up to her because I want to say, hey, let's just see if this girl, like, if she's suitable for me. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm not trying to find out, oh, I hope she likes me, and I hope I don't say anything stupid and weird and lame and retarded or something like that. I don't want guys to be thinking like that. It's such a toxic way of thinking. You should be thinking, does this girl vibe with me? Can she keep up with my personality? Like, can she keep up with my sexual innuendo, my flirtatious behavior, the way I move, the way I talk, the way I think? Because I'm looking for an opportunity for a girl to disqualify herself so she leaves me alone. I'm trying to make it happen. Like, acting, I'm not obviously manifesting like I want this girl to not see me, but what I am manifesting is, all right, let's get the real you out of me ASAP. 100%. So for me, Robert, I tell every woman that I meet, I say, listen, I would like you to be as freaky, kinky, sexy, as natural as you want to be in front of me. There's no judgment ever coming from Grand Cam. I'm here just to see if we're compatible, and we have great sexual compatibility. And also outside of sex as well. That puts a girl in a position of being herself, and she feels comfortable in the presence of a real man who is governing and leading the relationship in the right direction, where she feels safe, where she can be literally as freaky as she wants to be on the first date, and she's excited, texting you the next day saying, oh my God, I had an amazing time. Especially if you please her very, very well the night before, right? And if you're hanging out, like I was at a party, so the gym that I go to in Los Angeles, it's a lot of content creators go there. It's a great gym.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a great gym. So it's called Zoo Culture, by the way. And Bradley Martin is the guy who owns it. Really big buff guy. So YouTubers, TikTokers, all the Instagrammers, all these other people are there. So when I'm at the gym, they also have these. One of the guys who works there throws a party because he's also a musician. So he throws parties, and then people from the gym who know him because he works front desk, they go to his house and they go to a party. And while I'm there, Robert, everyone is either, they're having their own vice that they're choosing and picking, which is fine, no judgment on that. And I was going in thinking, okay, so yes, I can drink a lot if I want to, or do something else, but I prefer to just really stay focused and enjoy myself while I'm staying focused. And I'm not gonna be like weird and like all uptight, like, oh, I'm sober and I'm like weird and lame. I'm not gonna be like that. I'm gonna still have a good time because I don't need to drink to talk to a girl. I don't need to drink to talk to a guy, right? And I know everybody else, they're maybe thinking like, hey, I'm just going to having a great night with my friends. They're not thinking the way I'm thinking. That's totally fine. I'm not judging them for that. So, but me, I realized, okay, I'm in the content creation space. I'm new and I want to make a good first impression. If I see anybody there that could be a potential content creator or someone who could help me in my network to leverage the grand male into a new level, right? I wanted to upgrade. So there are guys that I'm rubbing elbows with that work with Tom Bilu, that work with like other content creators as well. And I'm like, oh wow, shit. Yeah, blue checkmark people, Robert. So that's my mindset. My mindset when I see them is, okay, even if you are blue checkmark, even if you have 1 million followers, even if you have all the money in the world, what's your character? Do you mesh with me? So let's just say I become rich and famous one day, right? Are you the kind of guy I'm going to be hanging out with? Or is your personality good? Like, I don't care how many girls they get. I don't care how good looking they are. I don't care how any of these people are. If I'm bringing value to you and we're not having a good value to value exchange, we should not be talking. Or we should just be very like, just like here and there, like, hey, how's it going? Just like business acquaintances or something like that. But I'm looking for character, and that's the mindset I have now, Robert. Now we tailor everything together. I tie in everything together about the women and the men, right? My mindset is I'm here to make a movie, right? My life is my movie. If you want to be part of this journey and bring value to me, best believe I'm going to bring value to you too.
Wow, that's a good way of looking at it, man. I like that.
Thank you.
And I agree with you too. Like that's you're not gonna like. There's gonna be some people who you're gonna vibe with and not gonna vibe with. But I always like it when you, especially with the women, when you meet those people who you just go up there and you're like, wow, I didn't know that person would take me seriously. And that's why it's important to be authentic, because if you're not authentic and you're afraid, you're going to come off as being creepy, and who knows, you may miss out on an experience, and that's what I've had the realization, because I host a meetup group. I do a lot of social activity, and I've learned how to be just myself, and just have authentic conversation rather than this. I mean, every once in a while, the normal conversation. Hey, how's it going? What do you do for work? I mean, that will come up every once in a while. But I like it when I can just talk to those people where you can just have like a different conversation exchange that's different from what people normally talk about. You know what I'm saying? And you're just like, you get the vibe.
Yeah, and the thing is, people like the guys who are shy and afraid. I mean, they're being authentic too because they're scared and they're showing like reservation, like they're just hanging in the back. They're showing timidness. They're showing they're shy. They're showing they don't want to make an approach. So they are being real in the moment. But it's like, are you going to live your life to this at all times? Obviously, then the rebuttal to somebody who's behaving this way and saying, well, I'm being real. It's like, well, I mean, do you want to live like this? Do you want to live your life like this the whole time? And I'm sure a lot of guys, like, they don't want to live their life like this. And men are making this harder than it really is. The journey is long to get better with women. It's very, very long. But once you get to the promised land where I'm at, like for all the guys who are watching this, Robert, it's when you get to the promised land, it is holy crap. It is one of the best freaking things. You feel unstoppable, not just at work with women, but with work as well. And you don't take disrespect from anybody. I actually, as a result of this coaching for this whole year that I had, Robert, because here's the thing, I did men's self-help coaching throughout ever since like the age of 24 when I graduated from school. That's when I got into other men's self-help coaching programs. So actually, I take this back. It was general self-help coaching. Then it got narrowed down to men's self-coaching 2018. So for 2 years, I was watching just videos on YouTube, for a span of 2 years, I was watching videos on YouTube. Then in that span with 1 year, that's when I started signing up for all these coaching programs with all these different mentors and stuff. And some of you, like me and you, we share a few, we share a few mentors.
Yeah,
So
we do.
yeah, so for me, one thing I got out of it was, again, that whole like I not that I hope she likes me mentality, like I hope she can prove herself. And again, when I say prove herself, I don't mean in a condescending way. It's like if I'm gonna give you my best, I better see your best too. If I'm giving you my sexual reciprocation, I want to see that out of you too. But if you're not getting that, I'm not going to waste my time. Or if you're not giving me at least pretty obvious signs of hope and or signs of like evidence signs, like you touch me here or you grab my hand and you're like, you know what, I don't feel like sleeping tonight. I don't. Well, here's the thing. Let's say we haven't hooked up before or we had sex, right? If the girl says, well, the first date, I remember this. I'll never forget this one girl. Robert told me this is how I knew like this girl was like had good game. And props to all the women who have great game. So first date, we met outside for coffee and tea, and then I take her back to my place. So I'm thinking I'm gonna sleep with her tonight. So I got very close to doing it, but she said, you know what, I don't like to sleep on the first date in general. I'm like, okay, no problem. So I'm thinking like, all right, may or may not like see her afterwards. I'm just see how I feel. But as I was putting on my clothes, she tells me, I'm free tomorrow though, if you want to see me. And I heard that, I was like, okay, so tomorrow would be Saturday, right? So I heard that, I was like, okay, I'll see you Saturday. So that right there was like really good game and understanding of each other. Like, so if men and women can understand each other, some guys would be like, they would maybe like be like, oh, well, I don't know. I mean, we saw each other tonight and, I don't think we should see each other 2 days in a row. They'll say something really stupid and ridiculous. So anyway, the thing for me now, the mindset again, now with women, when I'm making love to women is my life is a movie and you're going to see. And when I say my life's a movie, I don't mean it's glamorous. I have like Rolls Royce and Lamborghinis. What I mean by that is that I'm creating and manifesting a life of fun, excitement, aggression, passion, softness, everything, right? A whole package deal. Because obviously you want to go like this. And in public speaking, when you're speaking as well, you don't want to say a high elevated tone like this for the next 10 minutes because then it becomes right? And you don't want to talk like this for 5-10 minutes because then you look like you're soft and you have like no confidence, you have like no backbone, right? So it's a mixture of everything. So when you incorporate the mentality of like, okay, I'm going to have a lot of fun with this fine woman who's in front of me, right? Whether you're talking to her or whether you're going to be sexual with her, I'm trying to figure out how can I trigger the emotion spikes on her so she is having a good time. So I'm also putting it's almost like I'm making it about her, but I'm really not because I'm having fun doing it. And when I'm dirty talking and whispering in her ear and unlocking this kinky, freaky like level, just slowly like that, she's having fun too. So
nice.
If you have that whole thing where like, again, this is my world. I want you to be part of it. If you don't want to be part of it, I'm not going to take it personally. No worries. If you have that mentality, then everybody you speak to, everyone you talk to is going to see your best. That's what I've come to realization in the last like few months is that men and women are now seeing me at my best. At my restaurant, they're seeing me at my best. At my coaching business, they see me at my best. When women are dating me, they see honesty, transparency, direct, authenticity. So and these women, they cannot. How are they going to find a guy like us?
Yeah,
after they're done.
I don't know.
What are they going to do about us, Robert? What are they going to do about us? Because I tell these women this. I say, where else are you going to find a guy that's discomfortable with making you feel sexual in front of me and not judging you for it? I don't care about your body count or anything like that. I just want to know, like, is this girl in the moment? Is she feeling my vibe, feeling my energy? Is she also submissive? Is she feminine? When I mean submissive, like, is she making my job easier, helping me around the house, and loves to be submissive? And I kind of like that 50 Shades of Grey a little bit. That's kind of like my style. Like, I think I might even be like on Audible one day, dude. I swear to God, I might write my own erotic novel and do dirty talking because I love to dirty talk with women. It's so much fun.
I know it's fun though. Like I've done that too, and it's fun just kind of making them. But that you're just seducing them with the ear, with your words and stuff, rather than the touching. No, but it sounds like, I like what you said not too long ago. You mentioned something about having this picture, this film, and idea, and I, it's weird because I'm actually reading a book now on believing and stuff. And
what is it called?
It's called Beliefs. I can go grab my iPad quick if you want it, so I'll give you a more accurate title.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Go ahead.
I
like that poster. Think positively, network well, exercise daily, eat healthy. I like all that.
Okay, let me get it. Okay.
Love always, live forever. Fuck yeah. Dude, Robert, that poster behind you is so good, man.
Oh yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. So
I gotta show you this small little sign I have. It's similar to what you have. Hold on one second.
Okay.
So I got this when I was just literally going to the register to pick up literally something for my house, and I saw this sign. This is pretty dope. You see it?
Yeah, I love that. Stay positive, work hard, make it happen.
Yeah, dude. It was so random. I was right by the register too, and they have all these, like, it was like I think it was Bed Bath and Beyond or something.
Oh,
and I saw,
okay.
I think it was that, or no, it was anyway, it was one of those stores. I remember I was just literally picking up like I was picking candles up for my house because you got to make the house smell good for the ladies, right?
Yeah,
so I'm picking up candles. I'm picking up some candles, and I see this sign just like literally like right by the register, and I'm like, is this nobody's? They're like, no, it's just here. I'm like, all right, that's fine.
That's awesome, man. No, I just like motivational stuff because like just having this stuff kind of reminds me. I actually designed a poster, and it says, "Believe in yourself every day, and you will be unstoppable." And when I saw that quote, I'm like, so I do graphic design and stuff, and I had to make a poster just to remind you because I do like we got sidetracked here a bit, but beliefs are the way you pick the mental pictures that you have in your head about life and yourself will determine how you're going to manifest that in the real world. And and I believe, like I said, you gotta picture greatness for yourself. You have to picture, rehearse in your head like how you want to interact with just a group of people, or when you're on a date with a woman, and picture like how it's going to go and the feelings you're going to manifest towards her, and you'll produce that. But if you're thinking stuff like thoughts of fear, being maybe poor and not getting ahead in life, you're going to be stuck there, and you got to learn how to deal with that. I mean, have you ever had those thoughts before, and you had to learn how to just kind of find ways to deal with that, because like I said, those thoughts still creep in from time to time. I'm working on right now, just picturing more positive thoughts. I'm doing kind of like closing my eyes and visualizing 2 to 3 times a day, the shit that I want to manifest.
Are you talking about like visualization of things you want, or are you referring to like when bad images or bad things from the past?
Thoughts. Yeah. Thoughts, okay. So say,
Is this about allocating? So are you asking, how do you because we're, as human beings, we think of everything. We think of negative things, positive things, whatever. How are you, it's about like how to manage and allocate them so you get rid of the negative ones and you just reinforce the positive ones. Okay, so here's something interesting. That's a great question. Here's something interesting I thought of, Robert, just now. When I was at my restaurant yesterday, and I had a interaction with my boss at the time, and yes, I am the restaurant owner, but it's a family business, so my boss are my parents. Okay. So when I was speaking to my boss, I remember the interaction was kind of like, it was like not the best one between me and him. It was like, okay, it was thoughtful, but it was just like, me personally, I was kind of like negative feeling, and I kind of like walked out of it a little bit too prematurely. But when I walked out, I felt a little bad and guilty because I got a text from my boss and telling me like, hey, did you end up leaving? I didn't get to say bye to you, and I was kind of like, oh shit. So I was like, God damn it. So I texted him and I said, hey, I'm sorry about that, and have a good day, have a good rest of your day. So while that I did repair that between my dad and I, when I it still kind of had a little bit of like an effect on my mind. So here's the thing: when I learned in the restaurant business is that when you're in hospitality, you always have to show your best to the guest. You can't have any flaws at all with guests. Yes, you can have days where you're a little bit slower than usual, or you're just like you're not feeling your best, but you still have to put on a smile and treat the guests with respect and take care of them. So what I learned, I remember this is an analogy that my parents told me, is that everyone has their own fair share of problems. It's in their backpack, right? All the stress, kids, bills, whatever. It's in your backpack. The analogy is this, that when you go into the restaurant for work, you get this backpack, you put it in the cubby or you put it on the hook, right? And then you leave your backpack there. And when you come into the restaurant, drama, bills, children, whatever you have, you just put it out, just forget about it, right? Because you're here now for your job and you're focusing on your job.
Exactly. Yep,
Emergencies excluded, obviously. But when it comes to the, when it comes to this, you're training your mind to get rid of anything that's been negative that's happening throughout the morning or the night. You focus on just what's at hand in the present moment, which is you're at the job and you have to be positive as well. So I've applied that skill to other areas of my life. So like when I've gone out to sometimes before where sometimes I'll just be, it's about being the bigger man. Like if I'm, let's just say, having an argument with somebody or whatever, I program myself to think, okay, this person made my energy feel really bad, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw it to the side and I'm gonna have fun the rest of this time on this evening out with my friends. And that's hard for people sometimes to convert that negative energy into positive energy. Do you get where I'm going with this, Robert?
Yeah,
like
I know
managing that.
I get where you're going with this 100%.
Yeah, it's just about managing and allocating it. And it's like, it's about this. What I've come to terms with, Robert, over the last few years is that, is it worth wallowing over 5 minutes, 10 minutes of this negative energy? Even when I'm dealing with a very difficult guest, Robert, you could come in to my restaurant, let's say about a few minutes afterwards, or even a minute afterwards, I had a really bad argument with a guest. And I don't mean argument like I'm arguing with the guest, excuse me, I don't want to say that. When the guest is being really harsh with me and I'm just trying to help them out and be professional the whole time, but it's a very massive guest complaint. Even after we hang up the phone, if I saw you 1 minute later, I'm still going to give you a happy face. I'm still going to say, hey, welcome to our restaurant. I'm going to say, oh, Robert, good to see you again, man. How are you? And you won't even notice that I had a bad experience with the guest on the phone, because I've trained myself to get rid of that stupid ass shit that I don't want to hear, all that drama, all that unnecessary negative energy, get that crap out of here. I only want to embrace the positivity that I see from you when you come in. So when I'm smiling, you're fucking smiling. And when you're fucking smiling, I get excited, I get happy. And I'm like, and I'll say, hey, do you want to get your usual? You're like, yeah, I want to get my usual. Or you're like, you know what? I want to switch it up today. And then we on the side, you're sitting in the waiting area by the bench. I'm talking to you. I'm like, how's everything going so far, man? You excited for your Friday night? You're like, yeah, dude, I'm super excited. I'm going to go out. I'm going to go talk to this girl. See, right there, men need to really weigh the options of, should I feel like this crap the whole time? Or do I just acknowledge that it happened and then turn it around and embrace the positive of what's going on? It's all about having gratitude.
Yeah, exactly. No, and I'm glad you said that, because it's one thing I'm kind of working on, but I started to realize at one point, when if something stressful comes up, or like you said, a rude customer, or maybe you're having a bad day at the job, or maybe it's just a bad morning, or you're just when you gotta learn to just okay, yeah, it's here, but you can't let it ruin your day. You gotta just think about it, reflect on it, and then, like you said, hang it up, because it's gonna if you carry that baggage on you all day, it's gonna affect how you act around other people. It's gonna stress you out more. It's gonna drain your energy. And sometimes I have to think to myself, why am I wasting so much energy on this negative thought? I could be producing something more positive, and that's gonna get me more pumped up and ready to go. I mean, it takes in order to do that. You have to be aware of that too. When you're dwelling, you got to be okay. You got to be able to just pull back and be like, okay, do I really want this shit to get me down? Is it really worth it? Or say someone makes a comment towards you, you have a bad day when you're talking. You say you're talking to girls and you don't get any numbers or whatever. You can't let it bother you. You got to just kind of tomorrow's another day,
Absolutely. When I'm going out, I always tell friends this. I'm going out for fun. I'm not going out to talk to girls. Going out to talk to girls back when I had no game. Well, excuse me. I had game, but it needed to be more fine-tuned and be tailored a little bit better. It needed a little more like that. So when I go out, I go out for fun. And when I go out for fun, part of a byproduct of having fun is talking to women as well. And there are days, there are nights where I strike out, man. Every girl I talk to, I strike out, but I still think I had a great time. I don't look at it like, oh my God, I struck out. No, I'm a loser. I'm stupid. I don't think of any of that junk. None of that shit belongs in any of these posts that we have behind us, right? So if you're a guy watching this and you complain and you whine, you can't watch channels like us because we're here to help. We want guys to succeed. We don't want whiners and complain. We want guys who are ready to grow. And
exactly.
I would say also this. That there are mornings, I don't know if you've ever felt it before, but there are mornings where, like, let's just say I start my day and I see a text message that kind of bums me out. I'm like, yeah, or whatever. Then I go, let's say, to fill my bowl of oatmeal before I go to the gym, and I spill a little bit of oatmeal. I'm like, okay, that's convenient. It's like, early in the morning. I have spilled oatmeal now, and now I got to clean up, and I want to go to the gym, and my pre-workout, or not my pre-workout, my other powders I'm taking is like slowly disintegrating. It's taking up its time now, and I should be at the gym working out. Creatine, that's what it is. I'm taking my creatine. Yeah, my creatine is like it's hitting now, and I'm supposed to be at the gym already. And then you drive and then you turn on your car and you realize your gas is very low, and you're like, oh my God, now I got to get gas. And then you're driving, and then you see the stupid construction is taking up a whole lane of the street. So there's a line to get to the gym.
Today.
Yep, exactly. And then you get to the gym and you see like this one guy, like you're working on, you're hitting the bench press, and then you're going to go now, let's say, use the 30-pound dumbbells. And when you go to the 30-pound dumbbells, you see some guy just immediately takes it out of you. You see it just starts compounding, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are guys that will literally flip out.